Joining us now is Alamogordo boys basketball and their head coach, James Voight. Coach, how are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
Happy to have you here. If you want to introduce the three guys you brought with you today.
All right, so we have senior Grayson Koehler, junior Jeremiah Vigil, and junior Harlon Gilbert.
All right, guys, doing well today?
Yes, sir.
All right, happy to have you in. And Coach, last year was a building year, a growing year for this team, your first year with the program, and I thought we saw the team progress as the season went, and now you get everybody back. You got some new faces in there, too. It's got to be exciting to head into this season.
Yeah, we're real excited. We feel like we've grown a lot the past year, and it should be an exciting season for us.
What did you see from the team as the year progressed last year? Because it felt like they got better as the year where you guys were able to compete against Las Cruces and some really good teams in the district at the end of the season.
Really, I just seen a lot of growing up. We were really young, not very much varsity experience. We had one or two guys that maybe had any varsity experience last year, a lot of sophomores playing, and it took us a while to understand the pace and speed of the game, physicality of the game at the varsity level. And by the time we got to district the second go-around, we were playing a lot of people tough. We weren't able to come up with wins, but we were in the ball game late into the fourth quarter. But we definitely grew up throughout the year.
Yeah. Grayson, talk about playing with that team in November and December and what it was like playing in February. How different was it for you in terms of the way the team was playing in your eyes?
Honestly, Coach probably couldn't have said it better. Just there's a bunch of growing up that happened between those couple months. A lot of us hadn't even played together. Me, Nate, Adrian, we hadn't played with any of these guys before except for maybe 5 or 6 minutes in a JV quarter or something like that. But it was a lot just getting used to it and kind of like getting the flow. But I think once we got into January, February, we started to get the hang of it. And then over the summer, we made a lot of it. We grew up a lot. I don't even know how to explain it, honestly. It's just tremendous how much progress we've made over the summer.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I know last summer it was kind of hard to get as many guys out as you wanted to play. Sounds like this summer everybody was out, and you guys played a ton of games this summer. That'd be a fair way to put it?
Yeah, we played a little over 30, so we got a lot of reps in, and you saying that the numbers there in the gym was a lot more because we realized how important it was to be in the gym and playing together so we can build up our chemistry.
Yeah, Harlan, maybe that's the bigger thing is the difference between last summer and this summer. Was it a huge difference in what you saw with how many guys were participating?
Yeah, definitely. I think we kept getting used to seeing the same faces. So the more we played together, the chemistry kind of just grew. We understand what we were thinking, what to do, I think us being together a lot really helped us and help us progress throughout the season or throughout the summer at least.
Yeah. Coach, it's the summer. Is that one of the biggest things that has you really confident about what you're going to see from this group this year?
Yeah, I think the summer was the biggest turning point for us, as we just talked about. Later in the season last year, we started growing up a little bit, but this summer was really about, now can we take that next step? Can we win some ball games? And Jeremiah said we played a little over 30. We played 38 games with the varsity level team, and we won quite a bit of those. We won some close games. We beat the Metro teams. We've beaten the Cruces teams. So it was an exciting summer, and we went all around. We went to Santa Fe, Albuquerque, Texas Tech, Artesia. We were in a league in Las Cruces, and it wasn't just about the varsity. It was JV as well. They got about 15 to 20 games in. C team got about 10 games in. So there was a lot of kids in the summer program, and I think that's been big for all levels.
And I would say, the number of kids that came out and tried out last week, you guys had a bunch of guys that were involved, and that's got to be exceptionally encouraging for you trying to build the program.
Yeah, it's great to see that, and it made for very hard decisions for us, but it's always good to see that many kids in the gym.
Yeah. Harlan, in terms of your game personally, where are you feeling most confident that maybe you have been going into other seasons? Where do you feel best at going into this season?
I feel like I've gotten better at attacking more, being more confident, knowing what I want to do, and not second thinking anything. So if I make a decision, I'm going to go for it. Be more confident in it,
And I think that's we saw last year. One of your strong points is your aggressiveness. Mm-hmm. So you're feeling even better with that going into this season.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Jeremiah, how about you? Where do you feel better at heading into your junior year?
For me, it's always been my mind and how I play the game. It's never really been my speed or my athleticism, but how I see the game, creating for others, and then when the time's right, creating for myself, probably my strong point.
Okay. Grayson, how about you? Where do you feel best at going into your senior year?
Honestly, just Same as Harlon, just being aggressive on the offensive side. I've definitely, since we've been in the weight room, I've definitely gotten a lot stronger, and that has done no harm by any means.
Yeah.
But me getting stronger and just being more confident, going up to the basket against those bigger kids, like Cruces has 2 big guys. Mayfield had 2 big guys last year. But it's just there were big guys over the summer that we played even, and it's just nice to know that like my body's like up to par with those other big guys.
Good.
I guess.
Absolutely. Coach, we got these 3 guys in here, but you've got a lot more throughout the rest of the program. How about some other guys that we should be watching for with this boys basketball program this season?
Well, it's kind of hard to just pinpoint any names because we feel like one of our biggest team strengths is our depth. You watch other teams play, and they may go 6 or 7 deep, and that's it. They don't really want to get too deep into their bench. We feel confident in 11, 12 kids playing at the varsity level. So, you're going to see our seniors. We have Grayson and Adrian. We have a big junior class with Jeremiah, Harlon, Clavon, Grayson, Guerra, Gabrin, a transfer kid, Yvonne Bernal. Sophomores, we got Scott Mullen. Freshmen, Brett George and Davion Smith. So, we're deep, and all these kids have gotten reps from the summer and the fall, and we're just ready to go.
And you talk about being deep as well. Is that also that there are some guys that are maybe JV right now that you could see floating up to varsity, that you have that kind of talent this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Our JV group is way better this year as well. As we mentioned, they were in the gym too this summer. It's just not these varsity kids. It's at all levels. And speaking of the JV, we just got done with a scrimmage on Saturday. We went up to Valencia and played. The varsity and JV got 3 games, and JV just killed everyone. They went 3-0, and they beat everyone down pretty good. So we have a lot of kids that we're looking for from them that could possibly be stepping up as well.
Yeah, and what a difference, because last year you were kind of floating varsity and JV, and to now have that where you've got your varsity team and you've got your JV and you've got your C as a coach, that's got to be a huge luxury for you.
Yeah, it is, and it makes practices even more competitive. So it's really a nice thing to have this year.
Grayson, I thought there was some good competitiveness on Friday night with the varsity and the JV, between each other, you guys playing each other. What was that's become kind of a fun thing to do, the Black and Gold Mania. Did you enjoy that on Friday night?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot of fun. But in practice, it's always intense. It's always competitive with us, with our 2 different groups. We always split it up, have different people on each team. Maybe one day I'm playing with Harlan, one day I'm playing with Jeremiah, one day I'm playing against Clavon, one day I'm playing with Clavon. It's just nice to see it toss up like that, see how the ball rolls off the basket,
Yeah. Jeremiah, what do you think from your perspective? What's special about this group? It seems like good chemistry. You guys have a lot of competitiveness within the team. What do you think is special about this team that you're playing on this season?
I think Coach covered a little bit our depth and how we're able just to run. Seems like forever. We can go in and out with different teams, different squads in each game. So definitely our depth and how we can tire out other opponents.
Okay. Harlan, do you see guys that are kind of stepping up as leaders, or do you feel like the accountability is with every guy in the team, that there's not 1 or 2 guys that's kind of have to be the leader on this team? How do you view the leadership roles for everybody with this group?
I think, honestly, a lot of people on the team have a role, and I think when everyone fills in and they play their role, good things can happen. It's never just going to be one person doing all the work. As one person gets on the floor, everyone's going to play hard. So you're not just going to get one of us, you're going to get all of us. We're playing all together, and it's just good things can happen.
All right. Coach, you guys have, I feel like, a good schedule coming up. You play a blend program that has been good. They won a state title just a couple of years ago. And then, you've got the Santa Fe tournament and a few other odds and ends in there. In terms of the non-district schedule, what's your view heading into the first few weeks of the season?
We definitely like the schedule that we have. We owe a lot of people some payback from last year. But, we've seen a lot of these teams, too, this summer. Just like we're going out and playing summer games, other schools are doing it as well. So we're pretty familiar with them. We've already started, as a coaching staff, started breaking down blend for Saturday. So we watched a little bit of film today, and we'll be watching more tomorrow. So we're ready to go.
And, of course, at the end of the season, it's going to be another tough district. We know Cruces will be good again this year. Centennial was good last year. They should be good again. Pretty much the whole district from top to bottom. I don't know if there's a weak team that you can look at the entire way. So you guys know when we get to January, it's going to be a battle for you, all right?
Yeah, it is. We're in that Cruces district, and right now a lot of people say them and Oñate are probably the favorites, and Gadsden's up there. Centennial's got quite a bit back, and then you got Mayfield and Deming and us. But we feel like we can compete for the district title this year.
Yeah, and that's, what a big change for you guys in that you have that kind of confidence. Grayson, is that exciting to, look at that y'all were having to kind of scratch and crawl for everything last year. Now you're looking at it as, hey, we should be able to compete and maybe win this district. Is that a nice mentality to have?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. It's wonderful having, this confidence that we just lacked last year. We grew up a lot over the summer, like I said earlier, but we're just, we're very confident in ourselves. And there's some teams that we played over the summer that we played last year, and, you could already see the progress. We played Goddard last year in the regular season. That was kind of a rough game for us. It kind of shook us a little bit, but then we picked it up against them over the summer, and I think we played them our second game of the season, so we're excited to
get that opportunity.
Get butt weapons, yeah.
There you go.
We owe it to them.
Jeremiah, what have the coaches been telling you about being able to take that next step? Because obviously you guys feel confident, you played well in the summer, but in terms of going out there and winning the games when it counts this time of the year, what have they been getting down you guys and making sure that you're focusing on as we get into the season?
A big thing is our attitudes when we're on the court. Whether we mess up, sometimes a lot of our guys, myself included, can get down on ourselves. So that's just keeping our heads up, staying as a team, picking each other up, so we can keep our heads in the game and we can execute and finish strong.
Yeah, Coach has mentioned it, Harlon, but does it almost feel like a little bit of a revenge tour for you guys this year? Y'all looking at how much you struggled against some of those teams last year, and you're like, hey, we know that we've reached that next level. We can come back and beat these guys this season.
Yeah, definitely. With the summer that we had, we feel, like Grayson said, a lot more confident. We know that we can do this now. We've been putting so much work in, and it's not just going to be for nothing. So we do owe a lot of people some revenge.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to that. Something else we're looking forward to as well, getting the holiday tournament, so the Kiwanis tournament this year. It's going to be fun to have the holiday tournament back in Alamogordo. I know you, Coach Vigil, and of course the athletics department, Mr. Perry. Talk about getting that going back here in Alamogordo. I think it's exciting for everybody, right?
Yeah, it's real exciting. I know it's something they've done here in the past for a very long time, and it kind of stopped there. But Mr. Perry, before he went to the superintendent role, started working with Kiwanis and bringing that back, and that's just something that's picked up when Dr. Walker came in. So me and Coach Vigil have been all on board, and we're getting it all lined up and together, and we've got 8 good girls teams, 8 good boys teams coming in, and should be an exciting time.
Yeah, I think, and it looks like both brackets are going to be pretty loaded, so encourage everybody to get out there the day after Christmas. It's going to be a lot of fun to see all of that. So something else we should also mention, that your guys' opening home game, which is December 3rd versus Goddard, is going to be the dedication of the Lawrence E. Johnson Tiger Pit. So that's another reason we want to see folks come out. I know for this group and this team to be involved with that, I know that's exciting for you guys as well.
Yeah, and to be dedicating the floor to Mr. Johnson, there should be a lot of people there. It should be a good atmosphere, and we're excited about it.
Yeah, and of course it's another one of those games against Goddard, and Jeremiah was just mentioning you guys want to get that win for sure. So that'll be very fun to see. Well, it's going to be a busy first month of the season. Coach, I don't know how much of an expectations guy you are, but what's your expectations for this group this season?
Really, we feel like we can compete and we can win a district title this year. We definitely want to get into the playoffs, and like we tell them, you win that first round game and you get to be in the final 8 up in the pit, anything can happen. So that's really what I would guess if you'd ask these guys, that'd be our goal. We want to play in the pit.
Yeah. Harlon, at the end of the season, what will make you happy? Is that what Coach talking about? You want to get that chance to play up in the pit?
Definitely, and be able to win a blue trophy.
Yeah. Jeremiah, how about you? What's going to make you happy at the end of the season with how the team played and how the team competed?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing as them. We want to get in the pit. We didn't even have a shot at that last year, and we don't even know what it feels like now. So we want to know how it feels like to play in the pit. Definitely.
Grayson, it's your senior year. It's your last chance to play Tiger basketball. So, what do you want out of your senior year?
I want nothing less than the best. I want everybody on our team, everybody in the community, everyone in town to know that we mean business and that we're coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, excited to see that. And, of course, when Tiger basketball is going good in this community, we know a lot of people will come out and watch it. So we hopefully will see that this year. Coach, good luck this season. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Guys, good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.